What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we got a couple of new Digimon to talk about from that starter deck 12. We're in that wonderful time at the moment where cards are being revealed moderately regularly, so we get to, well, look at the reveals. Be happy about the reveals. We have a couple of new cards to talk about today. There is a chance another one's going to get revealed before I upload this video. If it does, might see if I can cheekily slip it in at the end. But we need to start off today having a little bit of a look at a Digitama. It's Gurimon. And who doesn't like Gurimon, right? Gurimon is absolutely adorable. Plus, it's the one what ends up becoming Gamamon. And I do love me some Gamamon. So this is one that I like very much indeed. But is it any good? It's fine. It's got one inheritable skill, as we would expect from Digitama, and while you have two or more Digimon in play, this Digimon gains 1,000 power. It's fine. The thing is, it's pretty kind of standard. Like, there's nothing about this that makes me look at it and go, whoa, that's amazing. It's fine. Because the fact of the matter is, adding 1,000 power is like your default Digitama thing. It's what Digitama do, just as a standard thing. Now, two or more Digimon in play is nice. It basically means if you have one other Digimon, because obviously this is a level 2, you've got to Digivolve and bring it out of the raising area. If you have one other Digimon in play, because it says two or more, not two or more other, translations from the lovely folks over at digimoncard.dev and the lovely folks over at Ensan Gaming. So this is going to fire more often than not. Most of the time, this is going to be alright. But then again, how much do we really love this? We've got other ways to get an extra 1,000 power, which is nice. You know, something like Baby Digimon can actually get you an extra 2,000 power. And sure, you've got to have piercing in order for that to work, but if you're playing a piercing deck, that seems like a given. The Gurimon from BT7 gives you an extra 1,000 power if you've got a Tamer in play, although I would argue that it's probably more likely you've got a second Digimon most of the time than a Tamer. My point is, this is fine, but there's nothing really special about this. Sure, most of the time you're going to have two Digimon in play, and that's going to give you that extra 1,000 power, and that's lovely, but it's red. Gaining power is very easy for red to do, and we've got things like Baby Digimon that can give you an extra 2,000 power. Or the Digimon from Starter Deck 7, when an opponent's Digimon is deleted, you gain 2,000 power for the turn. And sure, that's a little bit more awkward to actually get rolling, but as I said, it's an extra 2,000 power. And I just don't really know how much I'm loving this. We got the Gurimon from BT9. If you got Agamon or Greymon, it gets 1,000 power. This is pretty much the same as that, honestly. And there's just nothing about this that makes me think it's good or special. And I'm not saying it's bad. It's not. But for instance, the Gurimon from BT8, when attacking once per turn, if this Digimon has 6,000 power or more, you draw a card. Most of the time, I'm going to be happier getting some kind of draw engine going than I am going to be, getting that tiny extra 1,000 power, because there's so many other ways to get that extra 1,000 power that I don't know, I just want to be doing something a little bit more impressive. Maybe it's just me. Fine then, no issues with it, but not good. But I do think that we can have a look at Volcanomon here, and this one is very, very good. Like, really good. But it knows it. So we've got an 8 cost to play normally, which is on the higher end for level 5, 9,000 power, which is high for a level 5, and 4 cost to Digivolve. That is very high. Most of the time, your level 5s, it costs 3 to Digivolve. Putting up to 4 is very significant. That extra memory, we've all been there. We've all had a million games where we were one memory away from being able to win, and that is essentially what you're doing here. This is awkward, ladies and gentlemen. It is very expensive to Digivolve. 4 cost for a level 6 is not good. For a level 5, it's terrible. But it's very much a great card. First of all, it's got blocker. And actually, we go back to the whole 9,000 power. I told you 9,000 power was higher than normal. Well, when you consider that this all of a sudden is a blocker, that's even better. Because not only do you have high power, but now you can block with it. 9,000 power really means you should be able to block almost any level 5 and survive. So unless your opponent's attacking with level 6 or a level 7, you've got a blocker ready to go and life is good. I should mention you are like a dual type red and black Digimon. You are both red and black and you can evolve from both red and black. And whenever we've got a black blocker, I've always got to have a little bit of a think about Toy Agamon. Because remember, that's the one that it's a level 3 that gives you reboot as an inheritable skill. So you want to spend on your opponent's turn. So the theory here very simply is you end up with both of those skills at the same time. And then you can attack on your turn, unsuspend on your opponent's, block on their turn, and then unsuspend on yours, and round we go. So you're basically blocking and attacking every turn and every opponent's turn. It's really good. So that I like very much indeed, and the 9,000 power is high. But it's also got an inheritable skill, Security Attack +1. And that's it. It is just straight, no issues, Security Attack +1. Oftentimes when we see stuff like this, there's some kind of caveat. But no, you just give yourself Security Attack +1. And this is really, really good. One of the things I do when I'm looking at cards like this, I always head over to digimoncard.dev, a wonderful website to go and research Digimon cards, and I go and have a look at what other cards can give Security Attack +1. Because obviously we've got the classic Gurimon. The Gurimon from the starter deck, the first ever starter deck, that is one of the reasons why that first starter deck is so sought after. Yes, obviously Gaia Force is also amazing, but it gives Security Attack +1 as a level 4. No downsides, no issues, just Security Attack +1. It's a really good card. Well, now you can have your Gurimon as your level 4, this as your level 5, and then you've got Security Attack +2, plus then whatever else is going on with whatever cards you might be rolling with. It's phenomenal. Because we've got others, but you know, your Zubarigamon from BT3. You get Security Attack +1 as a level 4 if the Digimon you're rolling with is a level 7. If it's not a level 7, you don't get your Security Attack +1. Well, I don't need to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that that's significantly more awkward. Or we could take a look at something like Omnishoutmon, which is a level 5, which will give you Security Attack +1 if you're a Digimon that's got Blitz. And if you're not a Digimon that's got Blitz, that doesn't work. Or the Megadramon from EX1, which will happily give you Security Attack +1 as a level 5 if you've got Machine in your traits. And if you don't have Machine in your traits, it doesn't work. We've not yet had a level 5 that will just give you Security Attack +1. The closest we've had is the Volcanomon from Starter Deck 7, which will give you Security Attack +1 for the turn when your opponent's Digimon is deleted, which can then fire for any Digimon, but you've got to have an opponent's Digimon being deleted in order for this to fire, which is not the same thing. This is just a straight level 5 with Security Attack +1. And as a handy bonus, it's dual type red and black. So as much as I'm talking about it in a red deck, because this is, you know, when we see these dual type Digimon, they tend to be half one, half the other, which I know sounds obvious, but if you look at Volcanomon here, it's a red and black Digimon, and the blocker is clearly the black part of the Digimon, and the Security Attack +1 is clearly the red part of the Digimon. Because red loved the security attack and the aggressiveness, and black loved blocking. Simple as that. So, this is immediately the best option we've got along these lines, other than Volcanomon. Because you see, and sorry I slow rolled you a bit there, I apologise. We've got Volcanomon that came around in BT4. And that is just a red level 5, which has Security Attack +1, no ifs, no buts, no maybes. Just like this. So why are we playing this over Volcanomon? And honestly, there's two really obvious answers. Firstly, you're dual type red and black, that's not nothing. And secondly, you've got blocker. And going from 7 to 9,000 power, bearing in mind you are a blocker, is a very good thing indeed. Plus, let's not forget, now we got 2 level 5s that can give Security Attack +1. So now instead of having 4 total cards in our deck that'll do it, we've now got 8. So even if you are just playing a mono red deck and you don't care about blocking, you just want the extra security attack, well, now you've got 8 cards you can draw into, 4 Volcanomon, 4 Volcanomon, rather than 4. That's a big deal. I adore this card. I think this card is absolutely great, and I think it's going to see a whole bunch of play. Gurimon less so, but I like Volcanomon. But I want to know what you think. So let me know in the comment section, would ya? Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk Digimon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.